Hello everybody, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for my comic book review for this week in June 2012. Got a lot of books to cover here. We're going to flip-flop the way I do this here. I'm going to start with DC and end with Marvel, okay? We're going to start off with, hey yo, I get to speak today. Haha! Yes, you'll be speaking today. Don't worry, we'll get to that here in a minute. But I'm going to start off with Detective Comics number 10. Okay, Tony Daniel and Ed Benes. Good old Mr. Benes. There's no hot women with nice asses to look at in here. But that's okay! We got Batman. That's all we need. We need Batman. And we get a lot of Batman in here. Quite literally. Alright, okay, how am I going to put this? We're getting another story where there's a bunch of crooks going around dressed up like Batman. Gee, that sounds familiar, doesn't it, Blue? Yeah. And it's it's not as dragged out as it was done before. Very nicely done. A little suicidal these particular Batmen are, and it's leading to something good with a new villain that we have seen before. But the first time we saw him, he wasn't really given that much of a presence, you know. And now we're seeing a presence from him. I'm not going to say who he is. I'm not gonna lie, the name sounds stupid to me, but maybe it'll grow on me, you know. But and once again, it's a two-story split. We got the first story concerning this new rogue for Batman with a very silly and stupid name, but like I said, maybe it'll grow on me. But he does have a presence to him, and it's really well done. Nice cliffhanger. And then the second story with Two-Face. Nice, dark, gritty, very gangster. I loved it. This was great. This was a great read. I don't know why so many people... I really honestly don't know why so many people hate Tony Daniel. They're into... if you don't like it, then that's perfectly fine. I got nothing against you. Nothing at all. But, in my opinion, this was a great read. I still don't completely agree with the $4 price tag. But, you know, it's a double story book, so I guess it makes somewhat sense. But still, very good read. If you've been following Detective Comics so far, continue to do so. Pick this up. This is really good. Alright, you see this in my hand? You know what's coming. Alright, you're up. Well. Look who finally got the opportunity to speak. You know what, Blue? It's kind of weird. I kind of feel like I'm talking to a mirror. You know something? You need a guy like me to help keep your viewers entertained. But you're the one in charge. You're the one running the show. So I'll tell you what. I'll be good. I'll be good for the viewers. But not for you. You see, you're lucky. You're just lucky that you're about as handsome as I am. So, I could tolerate your bullshit for them. For the viewers. Because they don't deserve to be trash-talked. You're right. I understand. So I'll be a good boy for you and for your viewers. Wait a minute. No, I'm not going to be good for you because you've been treating me like shit. So, I get one book to talk about, and it's this. Earth 2, number 2. You know what? Let's get some light in here. Yeah, there. You can probably see it a lot better. Earth 2, number 2. Alright. We're going to talk about this here. James Robinson and Nicola and Trevor Scott, all three of them continuing from where they left off at issue 1. In my opinion, this is about on par with issue 1. It's not real. It's not any worse. Then again, it's not really any that much better. In here we see Mr. Terrific at the beginning of the book. I'm not going to go into detail as to why. Just pick it up and read it. And the confrontation that Mr. Terrific has at the beginning is very well done. And apparently it's been 5 years since Soups, Bats, and Wonder Woman got killed. Remember, they're dead. You see, they're dead. But come on, Earth 2. We're stronger than this. It's been 5 years. We need to get over it, okay? We need to get over it. Alright, and in here we see Jay Garrick get his powers from the god Mercury. And in here we see, for the first time, the Flash. Our Flash. Earth 2 Flash. And I'm going to tell you something. Not to be biased or anything, coming from Earth 2 myself, but our Flash looks a hell of a lot better than yours. Haha, what? What? Okay, we see him testing out his powers, getting used to them and everything. And I'm glad DC and James Robinson didn't make him look like a complete fucking idiot. He's using his powers nicely and wisely. He's thinking, you know, it's time for some new heroes. And he runs into a familiar face from the past that wasn't advertised or teased. At least I don't think it was. If it was, I didn't catch it. But who shows up? I'm not going to tell you. You got to read this book and find out who it was. Now, about Alan Scott. He's gay now. Is that supposed to piss me off or offend me? Because it doesn't. The only thing I can do about Alan Scott being gay, the only thing I can do is nitpick. I'm going to have to nitpick. The only thing I'm going to say is, what does that mean for his kids? Because in the prior DC universe, he had kids. Y'all know who those were. What does that mean for them? Do they just simply not exist anymore? Or are they going to be somebody else's kids? That's my question. But as far as Alan Scott being gay, I originally thought that DC was doing this by pulling a Marvel on Marvel, by seeing what the competition's doing and then copying it just so they can look good. I see Alan Scott about to propose to his boyfriend, and then I ain't going to tell you what happens. Buy this book and read it and find out. What a cliffhanger. What the fuck? Right? Right. Get this book and find out. If you missed out on issue 1, go buy it and see the Soups and Bats and Wonder Woman. See them dead. See them get killed. They're dead. But then again, this is a really good series. It's just getting started. You know, it's not going to be anything overly awesome. It's not going to be jaw-dropping like, oh my god, this is great. It's an awesome read, but you know, they're just getting things warmed up, and I like it. It's time for us Earth 2 people to be firmly represented in this new 52. I think this is a very good job by DC. I say go ahead and pick it up. Get issue 1, then get this, read them, and I promise you, not to be biased or anything, but you'll love them. And if you don't love them, tough shit, you bought them anyway. Well, that's it for my review. So I'll be a good boy and let you take back over, Mr. Blue. Okay, we got that out of the way. Thank God. Ha ha. Seriously, you need to grow up a little bit more. Fuck you. Aha. Now you see why he doesn't come out very much. But at least he reviewed it the best he could. Alright, moving along. Justice League International number 10. Now, before I say anything, I notice a lot of people that I follow on Tumblr give what they call the cover of the week. You know, they give comic of the week, and then they give a different book the cover of the week. I want to start that. I want to get into this. So I'll start doing it on Tumblr. I've already started doing it on Tumblr, but I want to officially state right here, right now, this is my cover of the week. I am such a zombie nerd, and I'm such a nerd for covers that do stuff like this. I'm such a mark for that. I like the seemingly dead corpses still struggling to life for the zombie shit. I love that kind of stuff. I love zombie movies. I love zombie books. I love zombie shit. This is, well, not zombie shit, but you know where I'm going with this. But anyway, I love that cover. That is ghastly beautiful. But powerless in the grip of breakdown. As much as I love the cover, this really doesn't happen in the book. It's threatened, but it really doesn't actually happen. Dan Jurgens is still writing this very well. It still pisses me off that in just 2 more issues the series is done. Damn you, Jeff Johns. Just damn you. It's funny. The series is going away, and as it's going away, it's still pretty good. It's still really good as far as I'm concerned. Still needing to get over they're still preparing for the. Well, not preparing. What the hell am I thinking? They're still recovering from that deal that they did with the firestorms over in Paris. Booster's still like, oh man, we should have gotten one of them to join us. Yeah, and it's remarkably well done. And you know, not too much, you know, drama in here other than the fact that we, according to the story I read in here, we may be losing Fire and Ice, and it just pisses me off. So they're 2 of my favorite. They're 2 of the most underrated heroes in my opinion. And Vixen could. Spoiler alert here, okay? I'm sorry for spoiling this, but I just gotta give this away. DC has written this story to where they're saying Vixen could be permanently paralyzed from the waist down. And I'm once again giving a big screw you to DC for that. I'm like, you're crippling some very good heroes here. Some really good heroes. I would have loved to have seen a Fire and Ice series, you know, as part of the relaunch, or as part of the next wave, or whatever. You know, I would love to see a Fire and Ice series. I just, oh well. But despite all that, this is still a very solid series. I'm one of the fans that prefers this over Jeff Johns' Justice League. But that's just me. I know I've just been babbling and haven't really been going into detail about this because I really don't want to go into detail because I pretty much spoiled it. It's just gripping storytelling with not that much action, but there is a big holy shit moment in one of the fight scenes in here, and it's really well done. It's still a solid series in my opinion. Don't take my word for it. Just buy it and read it, and who knows, maybe you'll like it as much as I do. Alright, moving on. Red Lanterns number 10. Please, DC, don't fuck with this series. Please don't get rid of the Red Lantern Corps. I am a huge fan of the Red Lantern Corps. And right now we got Atrocitus taking on Stormwatch. Now, the book immediately suffers, in my opinion, to me, because I don't read Stormwatch. I don't know a damn thing about him. So instantly the book suffers because I'm trying to get connected to characters that I don't follow at all. But from what I read, this was really good. Peter Milligan is still doing a fantastic job with the writing, and Miguel, this guy is doing really good with the art. I'm not even going to try to embarrass myself with mispronunciation. But this was a solid book. The fight between Atrocitus and Stormwatch was really good. And I find it funny. I mean, Atrocitus is putting up a damn good fight while he's dying. I'm like, imagine how much shit he would be giving this team if he wasn't sick and dying and if he had his complete power. Ooh, Could you just picture that? Wow, very good. It leads in it. I could think of so many scenarios in my imagination as to how much more, oh god, I can't even talk right now. How much shit would Stormwatch be swimming in if Atrocitus was at full strength and at full health? Just think about that. Wow. And on the other side of the story, you got Jack Moore, or what they're calling him, Rancor, and he's the human Red Lantern from Earth, and he steps up real good. So good that the Red Lantern Corps, that was the members that were giving him so much shit, are now looking at him with respect. And the scene is very well done, very well told. And at the end, we see this guy lose more of his humanity. He's giving in more to the Red Lantern powers, and it's surprisingly really well done. I'd still say this is a solid series, and I'm really praying that I'm not right about DC possibly getting rid of all the other Lantern Corps just so we can have Green Lanterns and that's it, whether we like it or not. But come on, DC, don't get rid of the Red Lantern Corps. They got such a huge fan base. You'll really be sticking one of these to them if you get rid of all these Lantern Corps, because they got so much potential for so much more great stories. And this is no exception. This is really, really well done. Peter Milligan, I salute you. Giving you props. This was good. Alright. World's Finest, number 2. No, my Earth 2 counterpart will not be reviewing this. Yeah. Paul Levitz and George Perez. I am such an 80s nerd. I love George Perez's artwork. I have loved it ever since excuse me. I have loved it ever since his work with Marv Wolfman on the new Teen Titans. Y'all have heard me say that several times. And here, not so much storytelling. Well, there is a bit of a dramatic storytelling scene between Power Girl and Huntress, concerning how homesick they are, or how fed up they were, and just kind of a downer scene. It's just one of those scenes that you're just like, oh, but you feel so bad for them and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of it is just wham, bam, bam, wham kind of action, And this was certainly better than issue 1 was, in my opinion. This guy Haku, I mean, he's really building himself up. He's trying. Not saying he's there yet, but he's trying to be a badass. You ever see that where somebody's trying to be a badass, kind of like my Earth 2 counterpart? Yeah, said it. Yeah, he's a deadly threat, all right, and he's just one of those villains that's batshit crazy, and he just don't give a damn, And it's just, ugh. He's trying. I'll give him that. He's trying. But yeah, I think I might stick around with this series. To me, this was a hell of a lot better than issue 1 was. Issue 1 was just kind of there. But this one, okay, I'm sold. I'll stick with it for now. There you go. Alright, we're done with DC. Now we're going to end this on Marvel. And there was a reason for ending with Marvel, because I got... I will apologize in advance for what I'm about to do. Okay? I'm about to review a book, and if you loved it, then like I said, that's fine. I got nothing against it. This is all opinion-based. If you loved this book, that's great. I got no problems with that. But on the other hand, I did not love this book. And I think y'all know why. Avengers vs. X-Men Round 5. Give me a minute. First thing I want to say, Matt Fraction, God damn you. Just God fucking damn you. I should have known. I should have known. The minute I saw that he was the one who wrote this issue, I should have known it was gonna suck. I didn't like this at all. As a matter of fact, this pissed me off. Okay, where do I begin? The only saving grace this book got was John Romita Jr.'s artwork, and in as big a fan of Jr. that I am, his artwork in this particular issue wasn't really that good. Because his artwork has to sell this shit storytelling from Failure Fraction. Look, if I offend any Matt Fraction fans out there, I truly apologize. But Fraction's getting one of these. No, fuck that. He's getting two of them. This is ridiculous. First of all, the storytelling just did not make any logical sense. Okay, Hope's getting more of the Phoenix powers. I get that. But here's the thing. She has this big rage blast that hits literally everybody. Wolverine is charbroiled. I mean, skin's burnt off, and you know how that shit goes with him. He gets burnt off, and he's like growing his skin back and everything. He's just all mangled. Yet everybody else she hit, it's got like tears in their costume, and they got like bloody like little nosebleeds, and they got bruising and shit. Got some cuts and bumps here, but they're not burnt to a fucking crisp like Wolverine was. That makes no fucking sense. Now, granted, I wasn't expecting anybody to die, but I was expecting everybody else to kind of look like Logan did. And it just... favoritism for certain heroes. Thank you, Fraction. Like we didn't know you were known for that. And, of course, Iron Man, who he's credited good for. Iron Man, Tony, overcompensating much? Your new armor, it looks stupid. That's just my opinion. It looks fucking stupid. Gets a big hunkin' square armor, fire beams at Phoenix. What? Seriously? Might as well just whipped out some old Hulkbuster armor that you had like 10 years ago and then just use that shit. And then, as if that wasn't bad enough, the big swerve involving the possession. What? As soon as I saw this, I started having flashbacks of Fear itself. What the hell is up with Matt Fraction's fetish for possessed heroes? I don't get it. It didn't work in Fear itself. It's not gonna work here. You know, I was expecting possession shit with Hope and everything, but the swerve, really? And one of my friends, VSX Nightwing, he pointed it out on Tumblr. Check it out, and he's exactly right. There's a certain dickhead in this book who's ripping off somebody from DC, and he's exactly right, and I completely agree. And I'm doing this too much. But, oh, wow, with just one shot, Fraction has damn near killed this for me. I am seriously considering dropping this series because of Fraction. Fuck it. Oh, that was awful. Just fucking awful. Let's end this good. Alright, pick of the week. X Factor 237. This is my pick of the week because it had great storytelling. This is one of those times I read a book Don't see too much action, but I see great storytelling, great dialogue, great drama. This had it. This was awesome. Peter David knows how to write. It's not, not every comic book has to sell me on, fists flying and teeth flying out people's mouths and shit like that. It doesn't always have to be about that. Granted, every book needs to have some action in it, but this, it got away with it, and it was great. I'm not going to spoil a damn thing. All I'm going to say is I read it, and then I read it again, and then I read it again, because that's how good the dialogue was to me. It was all about the women, primarily. It was Banshee, Rain, and Polaris. And it was very, very well done. The artwork was a little cartoony, but I let it pass. It was good. It's just not the best I've ever seen. Edwards does do a good job. And Rain has a deep down heart-to-heart talk with a certain someone, and I'm not going to give it away. And I was gripped. It was really, really good. And Rain gets confronted to do something with herself, and she just doesn't have the heart or the nerve to do it. And the person tells her, "Great, I'm glad you didn't, because I wouldn't have let you." It was great. And she has a revelation at the end of the book, and that's where the cliffhanger comes in. It's not a jaw-dropping cliffhanger, but it's a cliffhanger that's got me sold, and it's got me wanting the next issue really, really bad, because I want to see where this story goes. This was fantastic. It did have its flaws, but overall it was the book I enjoyed reading the most out of all the books I got. That's what makes a pick of the week to me. And it was very, very well written. I loved reading it. I read it again, and then I read it again, like I said before. This was good. Very, very good. If you're a fan of X Factor, pick this book up and just have a good read. There you go. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Be sure to subscribe to my second channel, Blugoblin X. I just posted a couple of videos, kind of a tribute to the great show that was Animaniacs. My student, TheMtVernonKid, Chris, and Deadpoolzilla have praised me for him, and Deadpoolzilla has even sent me an idea that I'm really considering doing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Tumblr. And until next time, everybody, I'll see you later.